I'm not used to their clicker. Here we go. Let's back this up a little. So this is what I was doing last night. Show you guys who I am a little bit.
Tell Vince you don't want me to go. But I can't do. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
That's my first granddaughter, only granddaughter actually. I'm trying to catch up with Vince. I think he's working on a baseball team or something like that.
He has yard aches.
How many does he have?
Vince has yard aches. He calls his kids
Yeah,
yard
I call my grandkids yard apes.
Oh, yard apes. Okay. Forgive me, I'm from Chicago. Sometimes I don't understand Southern. All right, so part of what today's about is I want to share with you something that I think is very important as real estate agents, and we don't push for what we want, and we don't push for what our clients want. There's only one thing that I regret right now today, and that's the fact that my good friend Vince didn't absolutely push me to join LPT. I've been with EXP for about a year. I haven't done anything because the people who brought me on, who told me they were going to set up these events for me, haven't done anything. And now Vince is doing it before I'm even on board. I did sign the paperwork a couple weeks ago, but I guess I have to get my Florida license. So, we have to push. It doesn't matter if it's push for the listing or push for someone to join for one specific reason. Because if we have something that can truly change someone's life, we have a moral obligation to push, because sometimes they need to push. Now, if they push back and they're not ready, that's fine, then back off, right? We don't want to be like hardcore closers, but if we have someone who we really think we can help and that they want our help, then we should push them, because there's all kinds of things going on in people's lives and they get distracted. The first time Vince told me about LPT in April, like I could have been his first person, right? But I was distracted because I was working on a big software project. I've had, I've been a realtor since '97, so I've seen that there is no software out there that really does everything that we need to have done as realtors. What happens is people who create the software, they're not realtors. They don't know how it's done. So they get into that software game because they see that realtors will buy anything, right? So they just create a thing, they put a label on it, and then we buy it, and then we're not happy with it, and then we buy the next thing, and then the next thing. It's just one shiny object after another, but there's never been a software package created by a realtor for realtors. And that's what I've been working on for the last 2 years. I've actually been working with the AI developers at Google for 5 years. If you've ever heard of Dialogflow, like ChatGPT, you know, how many of you thought you were going to come here today and learn how to use ChatGPT? I mean, hopefully not, because you're going to see all of these YouTube videos. I'm going to teach you how to do ChatGPT. I see the ads on Facebook, you know, $2,000, learn ChatGPT in a weekend. Well, here's all you have to do if you want to master ChatGPT. Go into ChatGPT and type in, write me a very simple, pretend like I don't know how to use a computer, instruction manual on how to use ChatGPT effectively. And it will teach you how to do it. You don't need any of these guys that are trying to sell that. In fact, they had ChatGPT write the course that they're selling you for $2,000. So that's not what this is about. This is about leveraging AI so that we can do more. You know, most of us in the real estate business, because it is a business, it's not a job, any business has many, many jobs to do within that business. So whether it's cold calling, door knocking, marketing, following up, you know, nurturing our past clients, our sphere of influence, most of us don't even have a website. A lot of us don't even have a business card. How many of us had their, you know, whatever, cousin, uncle, brother, mother buy a house and like they didn't even know we were a realtor? Because we don't tell them, because we just take it for granted. Well, we got to tell them. So what this really is all about is nurturing all of your leads right up until appointment and booking appointments. My objective with listing funnels is to put appointments on your calendar. So leads come in, appointments come out. That's what it's all about. Doesn't matter where you get the leads from. It could be from Zillow. It could be from, what's Robert doing? Homesvalues.com or something? So wherever the leads come from, this will nurture it. Also has a whole suite of pre-built funnels. Anyone here use ClickFunnels? Only a couple. Good. I got not the nicest things to say about Russell Brunson. I was in his inner circle and all that kind of stuff. I did learn some things from him, but he's just all about the dollar. He doesn't care about his clients. He looks at them as users. You know, that's what most people in the software industry look at the customers. You know, we look at them as clients. They're a fiduciary. We're supposed to care about them. We're supposed to put their interest above ours. So that's the way I looked at it when I started building out this software. So let me skip a few things. I also created a network. I've been known as the Real Estate Insider since about 2000 when I created a 12-page tabloid. I was a big farmer, just like Vince. But I did a 12-page tabloid with 153 ads in it that went out all over my area, in the Chicago area, 30,000 papers. And then I started producing it I was at RE/MAX at the time, and I had about 80 of the top 100 RE/MAX agents using that paper. We were pushing out 5 million copies a month, so it was a big thing. So based on that, I was able to test these ads throughout the US and Canada, and about 750 million impressions, all on 800 numbers, so that we could track what worked, what didn't work, what worked the best. And ever since then, I've been thinking to myself, really ever since Al Gore invented the internet, I've been thinking, how can I take all this and put it online? But I'm not a tech guy. Right? I didn't know how to do that stuff, so I had to learn, and I had to wait for some technology like the AI, because you can hire a team of ISAs. I'm actually the guy who started that about 15 years ago, hiring, now they call them ISAs. Well, so I started about 15 years ago with a team of people because first I spent 10 years on a predictive dialer myself, because I was a young guy with 5 kids, and we already talked about how expensive everything is. So I knew that I hated cold calling. And the only way I was going to cold call is if the computer dialed the numbers, and that every time I got hung up on, there was someone else saying hello. That's what a predictive dialer is. So you just do your pitch over and over and over and over, and you get hung up on most of the time, right? I mean, all of us are still getting the robocalls, right? So I did that before, was do not call. So I called every single phone number there was because I didn't have, I scraped together just enough money to buy the computer system, but I couldn't buy a list. But the guy told me something that I didn't know at the time, but it makes perfect sense now, is that, you know, all the numbers are pretty fixed, right? So every prefix in any area code has 10,000 numbers, 0000 through 9999, 10,000 numbers. So I just called them all in the whole Chicagoland area. Well, you know, I mean, I called every hospital bed, every police department, detective desk, you name it. But through doing that, I got hung up and sworn at everything, every objection you could imagine. But I learned essentially what people want to hear. Instead of, you know, if you've all studied with Mike Ferry or Tom Ferry or some other Ferry, they all teach the same script, right? And the problem with that is the people that we're calling know the script too. So they know that you're not actually interested in anything other than your commission check. So I call that commission breath, you know, whether it's a for sale by owner, expired, or any other lead, you know, they can smell it, commission breath, a mile away. And we need to actually care about them. We need to believe with every fiber of our being that we can actually get them above market value. Now, a lot of realtors will argue with me on that. Well, how can you sell it above market value? Whatever you sell it for is what the value is worth. Okay, well, let me ask you another question. If you really know what you're doing, could you sell a home for more money than someone who doesn't? If you're really good at negotiating, if you're really good at marketing, can you sell a home for more money than someone who isn't? I mean, the answer is either yes, or none of us really matter, and all it really needs to do is go on Zillow. You know, because if that's all it is the house is going to sell for what it's going to sell for, no matter who lists it, then what are we even doing here? Then if that's the case, Zillow will take over, or someone like them. So it's important for us to be very well trained in negotiation, you know, marketing, sales, and negotiation. There's really three things, besides all the compliance issues and all that kind of stuff that we have to deal with. So I don't know how many of you are on the NAR board or anything like that. I served on the NAR board, and what I found out there was most of the people that are on the board don't do any deals and never have. You know, and that's unfortunate. You know, if you're closing deals, I would encourage you to get on the board, but I've thought to myself about starting a new association of real estate insiders because NAR is good, but we don't have any association that aspires to excellence. You know, NAR goes by a code of ethics, which I think is great, we all should, but what about a code of getting the absolute best deal we can for our buyers in selling the homes or buildings or properties for our sellers above market value, higher than anyone else can sell it for. You know, we should have appraisal problems every single time we sell a house on the listing side. Now, if I'm representing the buyer, what do I want to do? I want to steal it. I want it to be free, as close to free as possible, right? I mean, because if we're really fighting for them, are we fighting for them or our paycheck? Most people fight for their paycheck because they don't get that many. But when you're getting 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, my number one year in real estate, I did 1,700 transactions. You know, and those were all listings. That didn't include the buyers. But my partner and I, John, if we include the whole office, we did 7,000. Actually, a little less, 6,900 and something, right? But to do that, we had 17 full-time employees. And we were in the Chicago area. And our average home price was cheap. So after paying all those expenses, they still only made a few $100,000. You know, millions in GCI, expenses bring you back down to a couple hundred, 200-300 grand. And then I said, I'm going to get into training. Because I've learned everything. I can help other people do it. I'm training the people at my office. Whenever I go to conventions, other people are asking me, how am I doing that? How am I getting these awards? How am I getting all those contracts, whether it be, like Vince said, whether it's REO or luxury properties or the low end. I mean, you could kidnap me, drop me in the middle of nowhere, and as soon as I get my real estate license, I'll be selling houses.
I just want to validate, literally, that's how I met him, is he was at a convention, and he had gotten an award for an astronomical amount of home sales the previous year, and then when he got off the stage, I went up to him and said, how did you sell that many out? That's how I met him. So I can validate everything he's saying is true.
Yeah, and you can look it up on Zillow if you want. Just type in Bill Crane Zillow. That's what I do. Every time I see someone in like lab coat agents and they're spouting off, I put their name, I put Zillow after it, and it says they didn't do no deals in the last 12 months or ever, right? But they know everything. Or how about that person you list their house and they say, I used to be a realtor. You must have been great. So anyways, this is kind of the creed that I live by, and I'll have to go back here to read it. You guys have been looking at it. But, Real Estate Insider Manifesto, we're a new breed of real estate professional, smarter, faster, stronger, and free. We're disgusted by commission breath. We wage marketing warfare against equity thieves every day and win. They say real estate insiders have an unfair advantage and the right. It's called experience. To us, lowball offer is a 4-letter word, unless we're helping you buy. Equity Protector is our middle name, so we don't give it away. We amplify equity for the people who we help. We build empires in the communities we love, live, and serve. We create wealth and always put ethics before commissions. If you ask the competition, they'll say it's impossible, but yet we're doing it every day. Real estate insiders amplify equity, build empires, create wealth for our clients. Real estate insiders are motivated by knowing whether buying or selling or investing, our clients are just one listing away. I'm a real estate insider, and I want every one of you guys to be a real estate insider too. So that's a new association that's going to be forming. I've had that in the back of my mind for a long time, and I really want to have an elite group of people in our industry. And hopefully that makes sense to you guys. And if it doesn't, then just tell me. So what does listing funnels do? It basically acts like a team of very highly trained sales professionals who work for you. Because like I said before, I've been working with Google Dialogflow for 5 years, and what I've been doing is taking all my knowledge and experience and sticking it in the computer. So that way, when it's nurturing, the system is nurturing. So this is the AI, right? And later, I'm going to have everybody pull out their phones and have you experience what it's like to book a listing appointment. Like you're going to pretend like you're a seller who opted in on a lead form, and then you're going to book an appointment, or it's going to book one for you. You're going to see that you'll book, I don't know how many people are here, 100?
I think 60, 70 people, I would say.
70 people will book an appointment with me, a mock appointment, I won't really be there, but, and you won't see me do anything. So, how many of you are booking listed appointments without even getting on the phone? Without even texting anyone, without even emailing anyone? I mean, that's the biggest problem we have. Most agents are pretty good in person because this is a face-to-face game. It is a people game. If they know you, like you, and trust you, they will list with you. But they can't like you or trust you if they don't know you first. And we don't follow up. It's not because we don't like our job. It's not because we don't like the people. It's not because we don't want to help them. It's because we're so dang busy because that's just the world today. There's so much stuff to do. And then in real estate, we have to do contracts, we have to go to continuing ed, we have to give up our Saturday to listen to some guy from Chicago talk. There's just always something to do. So when are you going to follow up with people? You can either do what I did and get a 15-line predictive dialer and just book appointments all day, every day, or you can have a system that does it for you. So, and because of that, it positions you as the only logical choice. Because we are not the exception, we're the rule. No one in real estate follows up. And if you even answer your phone when buyer's agents call, then you had to have had a buyer's agent say, "Oh my God, thank you so much for answering your phone." None of these listing agents answer their phone. Or if you've been a buyer's agent, you've experienced that. And so what this does is, besides that, it also is going to answer your phone when you can't or you won't. So you can get all that follow-up going. Booking listing appointments and showing appointments. Follow-up nurture with your leads for an unlimited amount of time. I also show people how to do what Russell coined as the Seinfeld sequence. So if you've ever seen the show Seinfeld, that's basically a story, a TV show, about nothing. It's interesting though. So, and it's funny that we don't do this because it's so simple. All we have to do is share what it is that we're doing on a daily basis with people who already know us, like us, care about us. Like, how many of you even have a website in this room? Okay, how many of your mothers have seen it? Yeah, a whole lot less, right? But why? Who's going to give us more referrals than our mother? You know? Or our grandmother, or father, or brother, or cousin, whoever. Like, every single person that we know is someone that we can use is a connector. And I don't mean use in a bad way. They want us to help them when the time comes for them to buy or sell. They're gonna ask for that discount, right? So why not let them earn it along the way? I'd rather list their house for free, but before that, they gave me 6 deals. What's wrong with that? Okay, because I don't look at things on a per transaction basis. I look at how much do I want to make this year and what do I have to do to get there. That's it. No single deal matters. And when you take that off the table, when you don't care about the transaction, you can relax and you can handle things so much better, so much more relaxed. And then they sense that you actually care about them. And that because you're relaxed and you're not worried about making your Mercedes payment, you can do a better job. And if you do a better job, that's going to result in more referrals too. But then beyond that, shouldn't we be asking every single past client, current client, even clients that we didn't close a deal with, clients that we pissed off for some reason, shouldn't we be asking all them for referrals too? Shouldn't, it's, people complain about Zillow. The only reason Zillow exists is because realtors don't pick up their phone. That's the only reason. I can promise you, I know exactly what Zillow does. The reason why Zillow is so big is one reason and one reason only. And if you've been paying attention, you've noticed that in the last year they stopped advertising. You know why that is? Because they've got SEO juice that almost no one else has from all of our listings. So because of that, they're getting all of that juice. They don't need to advertise anymore. And then we buy the leads from them. We hope they're exclusive, but they're really selling them to everyone else who's willing to pay in the same marketplace. But you can, if you're a person that's willing to spend money on marketing, then you should have your own system of funnels and put the marketing behind yourself, because that's going to get your brand awareness out there, as well as bring in leads. When you get a lead through a place like Zillow, they're loyal to Zillow, not you. They think they're working with Zillow, not you. They don't care about you. They'll just go to Zillow and get a different agent with a different company. So if you have your own system, it keeps everything in-house, and there's just such a high point of leverage to doing that. It's really, immeasurable. So I've been messing around with what I want to call my AI. I've always wanted my wife to work with me. Her name's Jenny, so right now I call it AI Jenny. I might change it to AI Skyla because that's my granddaughter's name. But what we've got in this system is what I call listing amplifier, appointment wizard, lead indoctrinator, and referral activator. So there's something I teach called a database reactivation. So most people say, well, I don't have a list. Yeah, you do. Like, how many contacts are in your phone? How many contacts are in your Gmail? How many people do you just know? I mean, start there. And when you start marketing to them, they're going to start giving you referrals, and then your list is going to grow. It's not about finding new people. There's some book that some guy wrote. I can't remember what it's called right now, but you can look it up. And it's true. If you have 1,000 fans, it doesn't matter what business you're in, if you're not making 7 figures, it's because you're not trying. 1,000. We're all allowed to have 5,000 friends on Facebook. Some of us have followers on top of that. So how come we're not all making 7 figures? It's actually easy to make a lot of money. It's easy. You know what's hard? Not making any money. Think about that for a sec. Not making any money, everything's hard. And so what does this do? The listing amplifier is going to help us amplify the presence of our listings. If more people know about our listing, more people are going to want to look at the listing. We can get a higher price, a faster sale for the property. Like I said, I started in '97. My average market time is 17 days, and that includes up and down markets. The appointment wizard kind of talked about a little bit. It's just going to book appointments for you. And the lead indoctrinator, what that's going to do is, because it's constantly keeping in touch with people, letting them know that you're doing deals, what's going on in the market. Like the people that Embrace and the title company. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of it, but they've got all kinds of information we can be leveraging in sending this out to our buyers and sellers and to our network. Another thing I teach, which it blows my mind that agents don't do this. How many people love paying property taxes? And that's a once-a-year thing. What I've been doing for 15 years is appeals for property taxes for people. But I don't do the appeal myself. I just teach them how to do it. And I send them the comps to use. Do we all have MLS tools that we can send comps? It's no work. I put them in as a seller search. They get the comps. I teach them how to fill out the form. All that information is on the county tax assessor. I tell them when it's due. I remind them constantly. The system can do that too. You want real loyalty from your community? Save them some money on their property taxes. It's a no-brainer. I even have a program where people pay. I've got students bringing in $30,000 a month before they sell a house. How do they do that? $29 a month. And they get their property taxes appealed every year, and a bunch of other things like a vetted contractors list, coupons to local restaurants, whatever. Like, it's easy. It's like ridiculously easy. In the area that you serve, there's way more than 1,000 people that'll pay you $29 a month. You just have to figure out how to deliver the value to them. You give someone $300 a month worth of value, $29 is nothing. But we've been indoctrinated in real estate to think the only way we can make money is to close a transaction. And it's not true. It just isn't. Unfortunately, you can't be a realtor and an FHA approved loan officer. I found that out the hard way. And I don't know how much time we have, but I'm just going through as much as I can. Vince, if we get close on time, just let me know. This is just some of the people I've helped. I'm not going to play any of the videos. It's hard for me to read the screen. Next time we'll have to have a better projector. So here's one of the things that comes in the in listing funnels. Does anyone have a Linktree or seen Linktree? Linktree is basically a little website where it's got all your links. And it can be an unlimited amount of links. So you have your social media, your different pages, whatever. You put that on your profiles, then people can click on there, and then you've got the different offers, right? So like I've got one here, my personal website, coaching, consulting, get my newest book, my Facebook group, book me as an event speaker, a TV, radio, podcast, sell my house, book an appointment, then all my social media stuff. So that's in the system too. Here's an example of one of the funnels. How to sell your house above market value. You think sellers in this market like that? When everyone's telling them you have to give your house away, hey, sorry, you missed the hot market. I don't know if it's like that in Florida. I think Florida is one of the hotter markets, but still, it's not as hot as it was. Thank you, Paige. Appointment booking dashboard, so when you do get busy and you've got your different appointments set up, like some of the stuff it says on there too, like 15-minute discovery call, 30-minute consult. That's for your internal, whether it's you or your staff, so that you have an easy place to go. I know that a lot of times people need to book an appointment, and it's like they don't have a system. They write it down, or they think they're going to remember it, and then next thing you know, they're not prepared for the appointment. I'm not expecting anyone in here to admit it, but you've definitely pushed an appointment back because you weren't prepared and you said, something happened, whatever. I got a doctor's appointment. My son fell down the stairs. We don't want to do that. We want to have everything booked and on our calendar, and also reminding us when we need to show up and what we're supposed to be doing there. And this page is just, so everything I do, I want to sell. So on all of our websites, because we have these different laws, we're going to have different links like, MLS disclosure, diversity policy, anti-discrimination policy. There's like 9 different things that we have to have besides an opt-out. That's what this one is. And if we don't have those on our site, we can actually get in pretty deep trouble. Some of these things are $40,000. Accessibility, I don't know if you know what accessibility is, but for some reason, a blind person needs to be able to read your website, right? And there's these law firms that have crawlers, and if they go on your website and you don't have an accessibility policy, you will get a letter, and it's just what do you call it? It's like a templated letter, right? That says, we found this on your website, you can pay us $4,000 or we're taking you to court. And they will, and they'll win, and you'll pay $40,000. So I built all that into this stuff too, because, first of all, I built it for myself. Second of all, why wouldn't I give it away then? This is just an example of the login. I'm going to be doing a challenge soon, so that's why that's on there. 3 new listings in 30 days challenge. I could say 30 listings in 30 days, but I don't want to overwhelm people. This is what I call a hero funnel, otherwise known as a website. So my point with all this stuff, and how to become a real estate insider. So when you go to, there's a link on all the pages that says join my team. That's what we were talking about this morning, right? Because we're with LPT, we want to recruit people, and please, this happened at Exit Realty, don't recruit people just because you want the commission for it. Commission breath works in recruiting too. And nothing will kill this real estate company faster than every single LTP agent ramming LPT down everybody's throat. You know, come with value. Show them what's better about it. Don't make them feel like it's just because you want the residual. Because I hope that's not why you want, hopefully you want them to come on board so that you can help them, you have something to offer, or somebody in your upline does. Like I know most of you here are in Vince's downline, and so Vince does stuff like this to help the people you bring in. Like, you don't even need to, Vince is gonna do it. And then I'm gonna come in under him, and now we're both gonna do it. So let's leverage this stuff. So I've also got over 200 funnel templates in there. So like no one ever has to think about what to do. And if you ever work with ClickFunnels or any other website out there, you'll know that they tell you you're just one funnel away and you can build it in 10 minutes, but then a year goes by and you didn't build anything.
You'll talk a little bit about, what is it, the 4 comma award that you won with?
Oh, 2 Comma Club awards. I won so many of those I stopped opening them. They're just sitting in boxes in my basement now. Because, I mean, it was cool to go up on stage and have this gold record the first couple times.
If it doesn't work, you don't get that award. If it's not.
Oh yeah,
I mean, clearly.
no, it is vetted. They look at your bank accounts. They do, you know, I mean, they're a big company, right? It's a $100 million a year company. So if they're putting people out there that aren't real, then they're going to get sued for big money. So I can promise you they go through a very strict process of making sure that you really did what, you know, because people fill out an application to get that award. And then they verify everything. So like this is just what the footer looks like on these templates, where you've got all your different social media connections, and you know, you'll see the links to the different disclaimers and disclosures that are required on our websites. And I'm going to just share with you a few hooks. So imagine these are the hooks in the top of the funnel, right? So how to sell your home above market value, how to buy a home below market value, pass the home inspection and save that.
I just want to jump in here. Imagine if you were sending out a postcard, for example, or an internet ad that said how to sell your home, and they're going to go to that. I don't care if you're thinking about selling your home. You're going to that web page, and you're going to see what's on that page if you're thinking about selling your home. That's why they call it a funnel, because they're going to that, and then they're going to the next thing, and they're going to the next page until you get them. It's a funnel, and then at the bottom of that funnel, you're getting those customers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the difference between like the listing funnels or anything else and this is that once that funnel comes in, the system, it tells you a lead came in, and then it nurtures until it books an appointment. You don't even have to. I would encourage you to also do it yourself, right? Because that's going to be even better. But if you don't, it's still going to be filling your pipeline. How to find the best agent to sell your home. How to keep your home when getting a divorce. How to sell a home that didn't sell the first time. How to sell your home. How to sell a home you raised your family in. How to sell your old house, buy a new one with ease. How to buy a home with no money down. Pretty sure Embrace can help with that. How to stop paying rent and buy your own home. Free list of dream homes you can buy for less than rent. This right here, if anybody needs fast cash, this is what you want to do. I've been doing this ad for 20 years. Most people don't know that renters usually start looking for a new rental about 3 weeks before their lease is up. They got to move now. So why rent when you can buy it, your dream home for $2,500 to $3,000 a month? But obviously change for whatever makes sense in your marketplace. It might be $1,200, it might be $5,000. That's fast money right there. How to avoid getting ripped off when you buy your next home. How to get the best rate when you're financing a home. How How to save big when you buy your next home. Like, we can go on and on and on. How to find a dream home without wasting your time searching the internet. How to lower your property taxes without an attorney. Remember I talked about that. How much the homes in your neighborhood are selling for. Free list of short sales, repos, and bargain homes. That's going to be coming up big soon because the market is going to crash. This is all by design. $5,000 off the list price of any home you want, or I pay you $5,000. I mean, would anyone here pay $5,000 for a $20,000 check? I mean, I'll buy as many of them as you got, right? How to raise or lower your home's value on Zillow. Did you know you could do that? I'll show you how. Zillow don't care. It's the guys at Zillow who taught me how to do it. How to get a cash offer on your home, sometimes in as little as 24 hours. Real Estate Insider Network. So here, if you pull out your phones, you can either go to that website or do the QR code and then just fill out the little form. I believe it asks for your name. If your QR code thing don't work, just go to listingfunnels.io /LPT demo. And then what we're simulating here is opting in for one of those funnels, which, by the way, what you're doing right now, filling out that form, is all you have to do to build over 100 funnels. You don't ever have to touch anything inside the funnel builder. It's all done.
I want to make sure everybody got it before I turn the light back on. Everybody got it?
So you've got the site up, right? So here. Oh, you must have scrolled all the way. So click on the button, fill out the form, turn your volume on. I want to hear the room go crazy with text messages. And you're not going to get spammed. I don't need your money. Don't mistake me. I want your money. Right? There's a difference. But I want your money because I want you to have even more of it. You know, I do believe in the 10x rule. If I can give you 10 times the value you pay me, that's a good deal. So you just press the button. I heard a couple dings. So it's going to ask you if you want to book an appointment. You say yes or sure or something like that. It's going to tell you some available appointment days and times. It's not going to ask you to go to a calendar and pick out a date, because I've tested that and it usually shuts people down. If you ask them to go to a calendar and pick a date and time that they want to meet, they don't do it. But when you text them, you say, here's the available times, here's the available days, is this good for you? You know, what's good for you? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday's good. Okay? Here's the available times. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. All you have to do is say 3 o'clock. Okay, we've got you confirmed for 3 o'clock on Tuesday. It's that simple. Right? And of course, there can be a longer dialogue too, but you know, that gives you the gist of it. So, if everybody's done with that, I'll move on. What do you want me to do?
Go back for 1 second.
Go back? Okay. All right, anybody have any questions? Everyone figured that out? Pretty simple? The button, yeah. Yeah.
So, are these appointments, can you do these appointments like via Zoom, like virtually? Or do you think
Uh-huh.
we have to be face to face still these days?
I love Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just telling Vince earlier, have you guys ever seen Tony Robbins' system where he had 900,000 people on a Zoom? Well, I know the guy who built that. I have the same system. So we can act, I don't think I'll ever have 900,000 people on one, but I could get 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, like there's no limit.
Let's list 9,000 people's homes at the same time at one appointment.
Absolutely.
One listing
I,
presentation.
I've been dreaming about that forever.
Let's do it.
100%. In fact, it's one of the things I've thought about is having a big team of agents who bring in leads that maybe aren't the best presenters and closers. Yeah, like that's something I want to do one day when I grow up.
Split screen it.
Right? Is I'll do a listing appointment, I close everybody on it, and then whoever is part of that, they go out and do the thing, and we have, it's like a referral fee type thing. I've been dreaming about that forever. I think that'd be really cool. All right, anything else? We good? Okay. So, as I said before, I believe if you do have something that can change someone's life, then you have a moral obligation to offer it. And I also want to take a second to explain the difference between being a manipulative salesperson and just offering to help. See, most people, they don't want to follow up on the phone. They don't want to email follow up. They don't want to text follow up. They don't even want to go to the listing appointment and do a powerful presentation because they feel like they're selling. Like, I don't know if you feel like I'm selling today, but I don't feel like I'm selling. I'm just offering to help all of you because I do have something that can help all of you. And besides listing funnels, I'm a coach as well. Coaching clients that range doing $1 billion worth of sales a year, down to people who just started, they're brand new, never listed a house in their life. There's different levels, there's different programs. So whatever program someone is at, I can help them. It's different. There's one-on-one, there's consulting, there's group coaching. And even with listing funnels, one thing that's also built in there is a lot of training that shows people how to do things. But like I said before, if you can fill out a form like you just did, you can build an unlimited amount of funnels. Because one of the things that I built into the system, like for example, the colors that you saw on the sites, let's say you want that to be LPT Realty's colors. Well, LTP Realty, somewhere in probably their website, they're going to have a page that says, this is the hex code for this color, this is the hex code for that color. So there's a field, you just put in your hex code and it changes every single website, every single funnel instantly. You don't even have to go into the funnel builder. When there's another field, you put your name in, boom, it goes on every single website, everywhere. You put your link, it goes on every single website, everywhere. You don't have to edit anything. You can, if you like tinkering with that kind of stuff, knock your socks off. Knock your socks off. I got 200 templates you can start with, and you can build them from scratch if you think that's fun. I think it's more fun to just go out and sell some houses, right? So that's why we built all the templates. And when I built this, I built it from the perspective of realtors don't like to do this stuff. And I knew that painfully because I didn't like doing it. But it was the only way I could, because at first I hired developers. Like I have over $1 million into this project. I hired developers to do this, but they couldn't understand me. Every time they did it, it wasn't what I said. And they said, well, yeah, that's what you said. But no, it wasn't, right? So I had to learn some code and stuff, which I can't remember it, right? Like if I stop for 2 days working on the code, all of a sudden I have to learn it again because it's just not my thing, right? I'm more of a sales and marketing guy. So here's what I have to offer you today. And there's just a few things, and I'm not going to get that much into it. I created this last night just for Vince, and because I thought to myself, well, I could come in and just talk and not offer to help, but I do believe I should offer to help. And I think you should offer to help the people who want to sell their home in your neighborhood. You know, how many for sale by owners do you guys drive by and don't call them? How many expireds come up in your computer system that you don't call them? You know, the reason they expired is because someone else didn't know what the heck they were doing. They made a mistake, they listed with the wrong person. But you're actually going to work it and you care about them. So why wouldn't you offer to help if you care about them? So there's a $1 taste, right? Because I'm indecisive is what that says. So that's not recurring or anything. You just pay $1. You're going to get input into the system and you'll be able to check it out. A $2 trial, because I know what I want. It's a 14-day trial and then $97 a month after that. $3, because I believe in myself. That gets you a 30-day trial, and it's $297 after that. Now, I don't have time to get into like everything, but you guys will know how to get a hold of me, and we can get on Zoom. We can do whatever. If you have questions, this is just letting you know that I can help you, right? A $5 trial because I want coaching. So coaching and listing funnels you can get for as little as $497 a month. $10 trial because you've blown my mind. That's a higher level of coaching. That would include some one-on-one and consulting, $997 a month. And then I want it now, just give it to me now, is like $997 right now, and then that's recurring. And then, like I said, I just want to help people. I want to coach, and more than anything, I want people on listing funnels so that you can list as many houses as possible. And it's not going to hurt my feelings if you don't sign up or anything. It's not going to make a difference to me, but if you do sign up, it will make a difference for you, for your family, for your kids, for whoever's dependent on you. And that's that.
I think one of the things that the takeaways that I'm getting from this are just some of the things that you see. And I remember back in the day, Craig Proctor, when Craig used to do a lot of these small mom and pop newspapers like you used to do back in Chicago. And it's that headline that you're putting on these on your social media. You know, we're typically, and I think the rage has gotten to be where everybody's making these videos and video, and everybody's spending all their time making videos, where all you really need is a headline like that, like Bill was saying, your social media, your Google, on an email, how to get top dollar for your home, and put something together, even if you say, well, I'm not going to buy anything, but the message that you're putting and that the website that you're sending them to, which are relatively inexpensive, as you could see here, they're pre-built, and you're able to drive people to that. That's what we do. I mean, you can have the greatest websites in the world. If you don't post them and you don't put them up there, or you don't shoot a video saying, hey, go to this website and I'm going to show you how to get more money for your home. That's the takeaway, I think, here, is that a lot of us have the desire, we have the ability, we want to do it, but we really don't know what to do. And I know when Russell Brunson came out with the funnels, I'm going to tell you a quick testimonial on myself, is that I bought it and I called Bill, and I would see Bill up there getting the little, what is it, the 2 comma award,
Yeah.
the 2 comma. I'm like, Bill, I mean, it was, and I'm just going to be honest with you, it is very complex. I know Ellie used to go, what's this $700 a month charge on our credit card every month? It was ClickFunnels, and it was so difficult to even, I felt like, well, I'm going to learn this. Well, you know what? It's, when you're telling me now that these things are available and they're already pre-built and all I have to do is boom, that's a game changer for me, because I'm sold on the system myself, but it was so complicated. And then the people who really seemed to know what they were doing, like Bill, were up there getting their, I made $2 million this year on my ClickFunnels. And I know that it's verified because, you know, they're huge conferences. Tony Robbins speaks at those conferences, and I know that they verify everybody. So to me, having something pre-built like this, that to me, that's my attention getter, because I know 31 years in this business that putting those types of messages out, people respond. They don't care if it's me, if it's Bill, if it's Mark, if it's Larry, or it's Ellie. They don't care. They just want to know what's in it for them. And once they realize what's in it for them, that's what they're looking for. That's going to be what they're going to grab to, is not this agent sells more houses in your neighborhood than anybody else, but it's who can help them. That's the hot button. That's what people are drawn to today. How are you going to help them benefit their family? That's how they make decisions on realtors today. So Bill's going to stick around after the event for some questions and answers, and I'm sure everybody wants to get a little bit deeper into it. I also want to make an announcement.
I want it now.
Oh, there you go. I love that.
Now, I have the material.
All right.
Let's do those Zoom calls and
I do want to say Dave Cribbs.
Nice, thank you.
I've spent a lot of money on a lot of shit. And it sits around and it keeps showing up
And
on my damn credit card.
there you
I'm
go.
like, what? One day I'm going to get around to it. This
So-
is what my missing piece.
That's it. Of course
I
it is.
got the material. It's like just the messaging and the automatic, and Chime doesn't have it yet, but we are going to connect it.
That's
with
right. You said it earlier. You said that at breakfast this morning.
So
Chime doesn't have it.
But we're going to figure it out, and we will
So
come
we're
back
gonna
and
start
help
the
all of
training right
y'all.
now. So
Okay.
I'm going to show you guys something, okay? So you have this thing in your pocket, right? A little tiny pocket camera.
Yes.
So when
Gotta
someone,
put a filter on that thing.
oh,
Okay.
I don't look that bad.
No.
So when someone says something nice about you, pull out your little tiny camera and capture it on film. And I would love if you would say some of those things all over again, because it will help me
Let's-
to help others.
Okay. Bill, let's do this. I want it all, and I want it all now.
What was your biggest takeaway?
The biggest takeaway is I know you're the real deal. I've watched it on social media. I
Oh, yeah?
left Exit just about the same time you were coming in. But you know we all still
Yeah.
were family.
Absolutely.
And this is real, and it's so hard to do these, and everybody promises everything, the fairies of the world. I mean, and it's like I tell every single coach I see, it's like, yeah, whatever, I can give the frickin' seminar. But enough, we're done with the seminars, let's do it.
Absolutely.
And let's do Zoom calls for all of y'all. We will do all of your listings for you via Zoom. We'll send you the automated links, and we're going to figure this out. We're going to have all of us here in this room. If you're not making over $100,000, let's say $250,000 in the next 2 years, because some of you guys will take a little while to catch on, then we got a problem. Stay in bed instead of coming to seminars. Action is where you do actions. And you know what? I'm so glad I came, because I almost didn't come. Like, oh gosh, I just need another seminar to tell me what I'm not doing.
Awesome. I love you.
I love you too.
So
Nice to
Bill's gonna
finally see
stick
you
around
again.
after the,
Yeah, let's
do it.
event. If
Let's do
anybody
it.
has any
Absolutely.
questions. Ellie, do you have a question? No, I have an announcement. Okay, we're gonna wrap up. Bill, if anybody needs to get a hold of you just to wrap up the video here portion of it, somebody wants to get a hold of you for a speaking event, how would they get a hold of you?
BillCrane.com, all the information is there.
Perfect.
Opt in the listing funnels, you'll get my email that way as well. Like, I would encourage you, at the very least, do the one that says it's only $1 and you're going to get a taste. So here's what's going to happen when anybody signs up for that. Normally, I would have the system send everything out instantaneously, and you would literally be onboarded. All your funnels will be built by the time you could even log in minutes. However, because this is actually pre-launch, I told Vince, see, I was going to launch this about April 15th, and when I told him I was coming into town, he says, is there any chance we could do a Bill Crane event? And I said, oh crap.
It wasn't ready. This is the first time he's ever even spoken about it.
So this is literally the first time I've ever spoken about it. So I've been working extra hard with the team day and night for the last 2 weeks, getting it as close. See, when I don't do things beta, right? When I launch something, it's done, it's proven, and it works. So
Easy, Patty.
So that's why I was a little bit apprehensive to do this, but I'm like, oh, I have to do it, right? So I literally created this presentation last night, right? Like,
So.
I started like 10 o'clock and finished up about 4 in the morning.
All right, for the case of the video, we're going to wrap up the video. Thanks, Bill, for coming, just so I can appreciate everything.
Thanks, everybody, for coming out.